Today, we shall learn about the nutrition in multicellular organisms, taking an example of human beings. In the last class, we have learned different modes of nutrition and with reference to heterotrophic nutrition. We have learned that human shows holozoic mode of nutrition. What does it mean? It means that human beings take the complex food and then makes it into simple and absorbable form. This type of or mode of nutrition is called as holozoic mode of nutrition. So, whatever the food is consumed by human beings, it needs to be digested. Then, what is digestion? Digestion is the process of conversion of the complex food into simple and absorbable form or absorbable food. This process is called as digestion. So, what is digestion? Digestion is the process of conversion of the complex food into simple and absorbable food. Let us know the definition of digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is the process of breakdown of the complex food into the simpler and absorbable form. Or food. This process is called as digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is the process of breakdown of the complex food into the simple and absorbable form or food. This process is called as digestion. Where actually the process of digestion takes place? The process of digestion takes place in the alimentary canal. This is also known as digestive tract. Located in the abdominal cavity, along with the help of the digestive glands. The digestive glands. Digestion takes place in the alimentary canal or the digestive tract along with the help of the digestive glands. Here the word digestive glands. What do you mean by the digestive glands? The digestive glands are nothing but the glands associated with the digestion of food, and these digestive glands secretes the chemical catalyst or the biological catalyst called as enzymes. So the digestive glands are nothing but glands associated with the digestion of food, and these glands secrete the chemicals called as enzymes. These enzymes are nothing but the biological catalyst, and these biological catalysts help in the process of digestion of the complex molecules. Let us learn the structure of human digestive system, and this is the structure of human digestive system. This is also called as human alimentary canal. Now, the important parts in the human digestive system are, this is mouth or buccal cavity. Then comes esophagus, a long tube is nothing but esophagus. Then this is stomach, this is small intestine, and this is large intestine, and this is rectum, and this is anus. On the other side, we will see tongue. Along with the tongue, we also find teeth. Then this is nothing but the diaphragm, a partition wall. Then this is gallbladder, that is the largest gland in the body is the liver. Liver has a storage, that is gallbladder. And this is the bile duct. This is pancreas. This is appendix. So these are some of the important parts we find in the human alimentary canal or human digestive system. Now let us learn these parts one by one with their functions in detail. Let us begin with the function of mouth or the buccal cavity. When the food is taken into the mouth, the teeth starts cutting and chewing the food. We know there are different types of teeth. Human have got 4 types of teeth. Those are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So these 4 types of teeth help in masticating the food. What is the function of tongue? Tongue is nothing but it's a muscular organ. This tongue helps in mixing the food with the saliva, and also it helps in bringing the food or pushing the food towards the teeth. So I said that tongue helps to mix the food with the saliva. So what is saliva? Saliva is a digestive enzyme. It is secreted by the salivary glands located in the buccal cavity. So tongue and teeth help in the process of digestion. What happens when food gets mixed with the saliva? It becomes soft. The food becomes soft and turns into balls. And when it mixes with the saliva, the process of digestion starts. It begins in the mouth itself. Saliva helps in the digestion of the starch part of the food, which is a complex molecule of sugar. It is a complex molecule and gives rise to sugar. So the saliva not only helps in digestion of the starch, but it also helps in making the food smooth. So later the masticated food slowly moves into the esophagus. How it gets into the esophagus? It moves into the esophagus with the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles. This contraction and relaxation of muscles helps in the movement of the food into the esophagus. This kind of movement of contraction and relaxation of muscles is also known as peristaltic movement. And this peristaltic movement will continue throughout the alimentary canal to move the food from one organ to the next organ. By this peristaltic movement, the food slowly moves into the stomach through the esophagus. We should know that there is no process of digestion takes place in esophagus. Then when the food comes into the stomach, what is stomach? Stomach is a U-shaped muscular organ. The digestion of food begins again in the stomach. The wall of the stomach has gastric glands, and these glands start secreting the substances like the hydrochloric acid and an enzyme called as pepsin and mucus. These three substances are secreted by the gastric glands, that is hydrochloric acid, an enzyme called as pepsin and mucus. These are the three substances secreted by the gastric glands found in the stomach. What are the functions of these three things? The hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium and helps in destroying the harmful bacteria or harmful things, disinfecting the food, whatever we consume, or the food which is reached to the stomach. It helps in killing the harmful germs, that is disinfecting the food. This is the function of hydrochloric acid. What is the function of an enzyme called pepsin? Pepsin helps in the digestion of proteins in the acidic medium. So what is the function of mucus? Mucus protects the inner wall of the stomach by the action of hydrochloric acid. It's a protective layer. It forms a protective layer between the stomach and the wall of the stomach and the hydrochloric acid. So this is the function of mucus. So these three are secreted by the gastric glands, that is hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus. These three are very, very important from the point of examination. The functions of these things secreted by the wall of the stomach, you must remember. Now let us learn the further digestion of the food. From the stomach, the food reaches to the small intestine, and the food is pushed into the small intestine with the help of the sphincter muscles present in the stomach. And when the food reaches to the small intestine, again the process of digestion begins. We know that small intestine is the longest organ in human body. And when the food is in the small intestine, the food gets mixed with the secretions of some of the digestive enzymes like the bile. Bile juice is secreted by the liver. And there are some digestive enzymes secreted by the pancreas, such as the pepsin and the lipase, trypsin and lipase. Trypsin and lipase. These digestive enzymes also get mixed with the food for the further digestion. What is the function of the bile? The function of bile juice is it helps in the process of emulsification of food. What do you mean by emulsification of food? This is the process where the larger globules of fat are converted into the smaller and absorbable fat molecules. This process is called as emulsification. Very important term, emulsification. So bile helps in the emulsification of the fat molecules, that is the larger globules of fat molecules are converted into simple and absorbable fat molecules. This is done by the enzyme secreted by the liver. Then the enzymes secreted by pancreas are trypsin and lipase. What is the function of trypsin? Trypsin enzyme helps in the further digestion of proteins in the basic medium. At the same time, the lipase helps in the digestion of the fat molecules. This is how these digestive glands help in the complete digestion of the food. And the process of digestion completes in the small intestine. The small intestine is the site where the process of digestion completes. So what happens once the process of digestion is completed? The digested food is absorbed by the special structures called as villi. And these villi are the special structures, finger-like projections finger-like projections which are found in the inner wall of the small intestine. So, villi helps in the absorption of the digested food or the nutrients. What happens to the remaining undigested food? The remaining undigested food slowly moves into the large intestine. But we learned that the process of digestion completes in the small intestine. There is no further digestion takes place in the large intestine. Then what is the function of the large intestine? The function of the large intestine is to absorb the excess water and nutrients which is found in the undigested food. So, whatever the excess water and nutrients are found in the undigested food, it gets absorbed by the wall of the large intestine. Then, the remaining undigested food, which is also called as a fecal matter, comes to the rectum and gets it collected. And it is passed out through the anus or thrown out through the anus. This is how the process of digestion completes. It begins from the mouth and ends into the anus. Now, let us learn in detail what are the digestive enzymes we learned and what is their function and what are the simple forms of food. Now let us learn or revise the digestive glands whatever we have learned. The first one is salivary glands. Salivary glands secrete an enzyme called as salivary amylase. What is the function of salivary amylase? It helps in the digestion of carbohydrates or the starch and makes it into simple sugars. The second gland is gastric glands. The glands found in the stomach are called as gastric glands. What are their secretions? Their secretions are hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and mucus. We learnt the functions of HCl, pepsin and mucus. HCl creates an acidic medium in the stomach and also helps in the disinfecting the food. Pepsin helps in the digestion of proteins in the acidic medium and mucus prevents the action of HCl on the wall of the stomach. The third gland what we have learnt is liver. Liver is another digestive gland which secretes the bile. Bile helps in the emulsification of fats. Emulsification of fat. The fourth one what we have learnt during the process of digestion is the digestive gland is pancreas. Pancreas secretes the digestive juices like trypsin and lipase. Trypsin and lipase are the two digestive juices or enzymes secreted by the pancreas. Trypsin helps in the conversion of or the digestion of proteins in the basic medium and converts into simple substance that is known as amino acids. Lipase helps in the digestion of fat molecules. So, carbohydrates, after the digestion, carbohydrates are converted into simple sugar, proteins are converted into amino acids, and fat molecules are converted into fatty acids, simple fatty acids. So, this is how during the process of digestion the complex molecules or complex nutrients are turned into or broken down into simple and absorbable nutrients. Now, let us learn the mechanism of digestion. The mechanism of digestion. The mechanism of digestion involves 5 important steps. The first one is ingestion. The second step is digestion. The third step is absorption. The fourth one is assimilation. And the fifth step is digestion. So, these are the 5 steps involved in the mechanism of digestion. Very important from the point of exams. What are the steps involved in the process of digestion? The first step is ingestion, the second one is digestion, third is absorption, fourth is assimilation, and fifth is digestion. Let us quickly revise or learn what does it mean. Ingestion. Ingestion is the first step in the process of digestion. What do you mean by ingestion? Ingestion is nothing but the process of keeping the food into our mouth, the first process of digestion. So this process is called as ingestion. What is digestion? Digestion is the process of breakdown of complex molecules or complex nutrients into simple and absorbable form. This process is called as digestion. We have already learned in detail the process of digestion in human. The third step is absorption. What is this absorption? We know that the process of digestion completes in the small intestine. Once the process of digestion is completed, what is the next step? The next step is absorption of the simple nutrients. So this is done by the small intestine, that is with the help of the finger-like projections called as villi. So absorption, that is taking up of the simple nutrients into the body with the help of the specialized structures called as villi, is known as absorption. After the digestion, the absorption of the nutrients, simple nutrients, takes place. Once the absorption of simple nutrients takes place in the body, then it has to be assimilated. It means it has to be circulated into the blood. This process is called as assimilation. And we learnt that once the process of digestion is complete, the undigested food gets stored, is also called as fecal matter, gets stored in the rectum. So the fecal matter is to be removed, thrown out of the body. This process is called as egestion. Egestion is nothing but the process of throwing down or elimination of the fecal matter from the body through the anus is called as egestion. So these are the 5 steps involved in the process of digestion.